I have 5 compelling reasons why I support Mutahi Ngunyi's word that Rigathi Gachagua must be 1,000 miles away from any negotiation table between Raila Odinga and William Ruto. Fully support this. In a tweet just a few minutes ago, Mutahi Ngunyi is saying, "Bravo, President William Ruto. What you did today by climbing down was statesmanship. Babaman responded by climbing down too. Whatever you do hereafter, keep Gachagua out of it." And I believe Uhuru Kenyatta brokered this deal. I support Mutahi Ngunyi. Even if you look at the body language of Rigathi Gachagua and the way he was there, you can see that they were reading from different script between William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. Totally from different script. These are the fellows that touted Ruto and called Ruto all sorts of good names to show him as a man who is emboldened and cannot back down, or rather, it cannot climb down. And I want to tell you, this statement did not come from just Mutahi Ngunyi. Early in the day, Kakamega Governor Fernandez Baraza also made a statement saying that Rigathi Gachagua should not be near any negotiation table. Listen to that here.
Ujumbe wangu ni kwamba let us have unconditional negotiation between Raila Amolo Odinga na rais wetu ambaye ni William Samoei Ruto bila deputy president kuwa hapo katikati. Kwa sababu yeye ndio analeta uhasama, yeye ndiye anapatia conditions which makes the country to be polarized. Na kama viongozi, we need to speak with a lot of sobriety. Kwa sababu mambo ambayo tunaongea kama viongozi ni mambo ambayo inaweza leta uhasama and then polarize the nation. I'm very sure Raila Amolo Odinga akiongea na rais wetu ambaye ni William Samoei Ruto, na baba amesema atake handshake. Raila is not bothered about joining the government. Yeye ametosheka. What he wants is justice. And you cannot have development without justice. Kwa hivyo mimi, I want to stand with my party leader and I want to condemn police kutumia excessive force in dealing with people who are demonstrating peacefully. What the police should do is protect.
The governor is saying that Rigathi Gachagua tarry. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our video, and thank you very much for your support. I want to ask you to take your time so that you get my argument on this matter. I know there are many people that are going to give their position on this, but I think I would really want you to get my argument. I want to read your comment section. Your position moving forward. What exactly is in that dialogue table? We will read, because that is going to be the next discourse we are going to have in our podcasts. Rigathi Gachagua is a man that believes he is pursuing the interest of Mount Kenya. Or rather, he is the Mount Kenya spokesperson and the lobby for Mount Kenya. I'm drawing my point here that looking at the last engagements, these are politicians, he's a politician that believed that anything happening in government, there is supposed to be the question of where does this put Mount Kenya? That question has ever been there. And selfishly, it carves out the national image, or rather the national agenda, when we are talking about issues in government. I can tell you, in any discussion, if you can even be talking about IBC, I will not be shocked to see Rigathi Gachagua calling a press briefing or going to speak in the slopes of the mountain what them as the people of the mountain are thinking about it. Not even as UDA government. I can tell you that. And that brings me to my first point, that he can actually scuttle that ceasefire to escalate Uhuru attacks. They believe that the person behind this move is actually the person that was behind mass action was actually Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. So because that is their position, and the attacks on Uhuru Kenyatta has never been objectively on, return the wealth. So it has never been done objectively. It is normally a personal vendetta because of tit for tat. I want to pay up because I'm not in the position. Number two, it's the question of Mount Kenya. It's a question of Mount Kenya kingpinship. So the more there was a very big narrative that was already crafted to paint Uhuru Kenyatta family, or rather Kenyatta family, as the enemy of the mountain. And that was done critically just to serve a political narrative of making sure that I am the kingpin. Number two, there is a possibility of the dialogue proxies being planted there. And what would probably needs to be secret and be kept until it is ripe to be spoken out will find its way in the political podium. They're politicians, and we're not really negatively profiling. But over time, we've seen that our deputy president has remained a bit very generous with information, some of which some of us will even believe should be kept confidential. But has been too generous, and strategically, I think he finds a lot of joy, and very interesting for him to speak more politics in the podium about things that probably are supposed to be kept secret. So that's why I believe that for him, even if there's going to be a panel that will start talking about all these issues, and even it's a panel of 10-10 or 5-5, when such a panel is formed, number one, that panel will have a representation of Mount Kenya. And probably that Mount Kenya representation will be people who should be. Rigathi will always want those people to be accountable to him. And with that leakage gets to the political podium, and we can spiral. We may even find out that we are not going to reach a solution. Or rather, the matters are going to be changed. Or probably we are going to leak it to the public to run also another counter narratives on what exactly is still going on. Number three, an emboldened Raila is complicating his position. If in any case that Raila's Azimio demands are put, and I've seen people saying that you need to give credit where it's due. Just 2 weeks after doing 24 rallies for 2 months, then only calling mass action for 2 weeks, people have to climb down. You will hate him, you will call him all sort of names, you will defame him, but one thing, Raila Odinga is indispensable. Raila Odinga is not, and when he says I'm not your age mate, I'm not a kid like you, I think he says it and he means it. That is the truth. And an emboldened Raila is a big threat to Rigathi. But let me tell you, Raila is a threat to Rigathi because he feels that if these people start talking and be together, these guys are more closer than even they can be closer to me. So he feels a bit insecure. And with that, may not serve the mission. Last 4. Rigathi's tongue is antagonistic and very vengeful. One of the things, and I can tell you, one of the signals from such a move is bit of disharmony. You know, it's disharmony. Looking at how things happened, it is not a coincidence that Raila Odinga just called off immediately after William Ruto meeting. It's not that coincidence, let me tell you. These people had been talking during the day, and I'm coming back with this analysis. Very long meeting. They had been talking during the day. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet in the next.